Watching Wanda's World. This evening, myself, Courtney, and Shawn have a good show for you. The devil is always busy, and that lets us know that the message that we intended to give is one that's truly meant to be given out. Literally, as I was starting up the broadcast, my internet went out. So I am doing this from my mobile phone, and I have several devices. I'm only going to be on Facebook. I'm not going to be on my other channels. I'm only going to be on Facebook because of my internet outage situation. I'll be flipping the phone back and forth from myself to Courtney and Shawn as we discuss what's going on. I'll give you guys a chance to log in. I think I have somebody on another phone. Went to your channel and you aren't there on Facebook. Internet, and I don't even know if I loaded it. I had to if she was connected. Internet. Outage. All right, so I'm gonna flip the camera if I can remember how to. That's crazy. Manage. Oh, there we go. All right, so now flip the camera to Courtney and Shawn, and Courtney is going to start us off with another poem.
Okay. It's called Warrior Princess. Did we talk about the topic for tonight?
Well, we didn't give them the topic yet. I want you to read the poem first.
Gotcha. Okay, Warrior Princess. I love myself more than you ever could. Your misconceptions of me make not my self-perception. By others, I am often misunderstood. Still, I live on as the phenomenal woman I am. Your negative tendency will not deceive me. My positive ancestral imprint gives me much to believe in. That which is meant for me is destined to be mine. I've battled long enough. It's time for a more subtle ride. My enemies want to answer my fate's call. Those who seem to be against me are those whom I pray for the most. I trust, I love, I believe, I press on. I possess all the qualities that a phenomenal warrior princess needs to get by. Thou shalt not die. I come from Queens.
Yay! Okay, now Shawn, if you can give our title for today.
What was it?
The topic.
The topic is just we all as beautiful queens need to support each other more than, more.
Okay.
So that poem is pretty much that my cousin just written. Is self-explanatory. We really need to support each other more as opposed to being against each other.
Okay, and I just wanted to say, and we are doing this on the cuff, guys, so please bear with. I just wanted to say that it's very important that, as I end my lives, I always say, oh, this is horrible. I always end my lives with, we have to be each other's keepers. Mm-hmm. If you see a sister and her crown is twisted, to help her to straighten her crown. If you see a sister and her crown has fallen off, to help her pick it up. My question is, why do we often see our sisters as competition, as opposed to, and become intimidated by them, as opposed to someone that we can perhaps learn from? Why do we see it as we have to go against one another? So we wanted to talk about embracing each other, loving on each other, not being afraid to share with one another. Something as simple as where you got an outfit from. Some people will lie and say that they don't know, just to keep the next sister from wearing the same outfit that they had. So I'm going to switch the camera to Courtney and Shawn and let them. Okay.
I know as I'm not such a spring chicken anymore. So, like, as a younger woman, I used to always say, I don't really fool with women like that. I don't really have no female friends. You know, I had more guy friends than female friends. And over the years, and I still haven't kind of plugged into why I felt that way. But over the years, I realized that didn't have anything to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It probably had a lot to do with me. I still haven't figured it out yet. The joy is, as a more seasoned woman, I don't want to say old.
Right, right.
But, you know, I realized that I have a lot of powerful women in my life.
Amen.
You know,
yes.
I still haven't figured out what it was then that I thought in my head, and I've heard so many women say it. I don't have no girlfriend. I don't like women. I don't fool with women like that. Like, what are we doing? What's the problem?
Right.
What is going on?
Right.
And like my cousin, she brought up, like, earlier in the topic when we were speaking yesterday, we'll take all of this stuff from the opposite sex.
Speak on it.
But we have plenty of tolerance for them and very little tolerance for each other. And I'm, you know, kind of wondering what's going on with me that I allowed that to happen.
It shows, because I see it on some of the reality shows where they're fighting and attacking each other, you know, and it's over a man.
Right.
You know, not all, but, you know, majority of the conversation is over a man. You know,
so where does that come from? Are we so desperate that,
you know what? It has a lot to do with how society has, you know, stemmed us as black women. You know, and I mean back before, you know, our time, before we were born, you know, women had to survive. You know, before our time, and you know, in the generational, because it's the generational thing. And then, you know, because the men were taken,
right,
passed off as slaves, and, you know, and then women had to sit there and take care of the kids by themselves because they had no choice. So now look at it moving forward. Now you got a lot of single parents, men that were don't stick around, you know, and the ones that do are the ones that you know, are broken, just like the women are broken. They give up, you know, but it has to change. It has to change for the better. You know, we should want better.
I know for me,
do better and want better.
Exactly. I know for myself, I like to gravitate to, I don't want to be the smartest woman in the room. I want to sit and rub elbows with the lady that's already where I'm trying to be.
Yep, that's what they say.
I want to sit there like a sponge and grab all of the knowledge that I can. I'm not intimidated by her. I'm not going to say I'm in awe of her either. She's a woman just like I am. She just happens to be in a better station in life than I am. But what she did, I can do too. Some women, I believe, don't think that they are enough, that they can be. I think if I think it, I can achieve it. I can be it. I may not know how to proceed, so I'm going to get next to that person that can show me how I can get to where I'm trying to be. But some women, I see, they look at it as the competition of, oh, she thinks she's better than me. No, does she think she's better than you, or do you think she's better than
More
you?
likely is you.
Right.
Them thinking that.
Right.
Why would they say it?
Okay, so I'm switching the camera back to you guys.
And see, I why? Because I hear so many women spend so much energy talking about the next woman. She's jealous and she's this and she's hating and she this
and what is hating? I'm so tired of that word.
Yeah, I spend very minimal, it's a minute amount of my time even thinking about that. I'm the person that's in the room. You might not like me. I don't know. Guess what? Hey, how you doing?
Right.
What's up? Y'all having a good time? I'm not even processing it.
Right.
Other people will pull me aside and say, what are you doing? Like, they don't even like you. I don't care.
Nope.
I'm still in here embracing everyone, and I just realized that, and I'm gonna say this wholeheartedly, I have a lot of guy friends, and I've been around them in conversations that I probably shouldn't have been hearing, and the way that they talk about women, I had to sometimes say, tap out, like, that's, I know her, like, that's a friend of mine. We go back and forth. They don't. They stay mad for a day, a week, and then they back friends again. I will not go back and forth with my sisters, not any of my sisters.
Exactly.
Over a guy.
Exactly.
At all.
And I was getting ready to say too, and let me give a moment. I want to say hi to Margot, to Jessica, to Malcolm. Hi, thank you all for joining in. We are having technical difficulties. My internet, the devil is busy, y'all. First, my app that I was using kept shutting down. Then my internet went out. So we are literally doing this from my cell phone on one of my platforms as opposed to all of my platforms, because we felt that this message was an important message to get out. So thank y'all for tuning in. And Courtney, you said something that's, I had at one point in my life more male friends than female friends as well. Listening to them talk taught me the type of woman not to be.
Because I have a lot of male friends too. They
okay, let me turn the camera to you.
Yeah, I've always had a lot of male friends, even through middle and high school, all the time. And I used to say, "Why do y'all talk like that around me?" Well, you sister, you our sister, Do y'all talk about me that way? They said, "No, we have a lot of respect for you." So that's what I was like, wow. So they would talk that way to those girls. He said, because they don't respect themselves. I said,
I was going to go there.
I said, but the sad part is, though, instead of you showing them the way, because you came from a black woman. So the same way, that could be your sister. That could be one day your daughter. And it's degrading no matter how you look at it, because they're disrespecting themselves, maybe because they're going through something or they don't know how. But I learned a lot.
Who says it's disrespect? Because when our sisters do it, it's a problem.
But why we accept it?
You know what I'm saying? When we do it, it's a problem, and everybody has so many judgments about the way women move and live their life. What was the Sierra?
Yes. She was with her husband, with her body. If I had a body like that, shucks, I might be doing it my daggone self. Talk about me.
Instead of them applauding her,
right,
and uplifting and being supportive, they went against her.
She's not. She's not ashamed of her sensuality, her sexuality. She was standing there with her husband. She was carrying herself regally.
And did you see the look on his face?
He was full of pride, like that's all me right there. That's mine right there,
But so many people had something to say,
and mostly women.
Because she was a woman. I think she looked beautiful.
She did.
I honestly,
if I could do it, I would.
I'm telling you. Okay, so I'm flipping the camera. I'm telling you right here, right now. God knew what He was doing when He didn't give me that type of body. Because I'd be sitting right here, right now with some pasties on and a thong, leading this podcast.
Hello?
Okay? I thought she looked beautiful.
Yes.
And
See,
even
that's
if
what
I
we like.
didn't, and elegant, and even if I didn't, who the heck am I to tell the next woman what she should feel comfortable in? And just because I wouldn't do it doesn't mean she can't do it. She's a grown-tailed woman.
Yep.
So flipping
That's
back.
what made me bring up that. That's what made me bring up the conversation about that. It's like, wow.
We just gotta lift each other up more. You know, if we're sitting around waiting for men to do it, like my grandmother used to say, I won't hold my breath on that one.
And if they do it, what are they looking to get out of it? You know, like, why can't we lift each other up without an ulterior motive? A lot of times when we give compliments, we're giving compliments, or we're trying to get up underneath somebody to find some dirt to go tell the next person.
Man, this is a deep rabbit hole.
Right, but why do we do that? Like, again, are we that insecure? Are we that desperate to make the next woman look bad? Because it doesn't make us look good to make someone else look bad.
Right.
But some people operate in that manner.
Maybe not knowing anything else.
And what I'm going to challenge each other to do is to start calling women out in a positive way to help that queen fix her crown. When we see it, let's say something about it. You know, because us being complacent about it doesn't help the situation. Us knowing that it's happening, just walking away and shaking our head, isn't helping that queen to learn, you could be doing a little bit better than this. I'm not your competition. She's not your competition. What do y'all think about that? Or should we keep our mouths closed? Is that like the Sierra thing? Like,
so I don't think keeping the mouth closed is the answer. Like, I got a phone call from a family member a couple of weeks ago, and she basically, like, I'm concerned about you. I've seen your post on social media, even though, like, my social media is a joke to me, for real. But the fact that she called, you know, but it stemmed from other people having conversations about me, and they didn't call. She called. And, you know, I don't know if you're going to be upset about this, but I'm concerned and I want to talk to you.
That's a real woman.
She did a good thing.
And I appreciate that. And I didn't agree with everything that she said to me, but I appreciated it. And I took that to heart.
Right.
Because it could have been a side conversation. Oh, Courtney going crazy, and what's going on with her? And, you know, she called me. Right. And she said the same thing that you say. She said, listen, I'm concerned, and I want to make sure that, you know, if you need to fix your crown, that's what you need to do. And I'm going to talk to you about it. I couldn't do anything but respect.
I was going to say, I have mad respect for that queen, whoever she is. I really do. Yeah. Because I am one, I mentor a lot of young ladies, either indirectly or directly. I am the mama figure in the room, no matter what room I'm in. I'm always the one. If people are drinking, I want to make sure everybody's okay to get home safely. If people, I'm just the mother hen. I'm just naturally the mother hen. Younger people gravitate towards me. As I was saying the other week, the young lady that called me mama from another barber, not my regular barber, was going through the situation, and the gentleman she's dealing with had put his hands on her. She thought to call me. Right. You know, and that to me is a blessing, and it makes me cognizant of how I carry myself out in public, because you never know who's watching. That's another thing. You never know who's watching how you carry yourself. You never know who's watching how you carry yourself through a storm. Just like I got so frustrated just a few minutes ago about this, and then it's like, fix your crown. Don't let the devil do it to you. You just gonna go on one platform, but this message is one that's gonna go out.
Right.
You know, exactly. Sometimes I have to talk to myself. You know, but the key is when I feel it in my spirit, I pull myself together real quick. Sometimes it's not as quick as others, but I pull myself together. So if you recognize, I'm turning the camera back to you guys. If you recognize that maybe your crown is twisted, how do you recharge or reset?
I stay on the lane.
Stay on the lane.
I do things like call her. Things like this. Share. You know, put it out there.
As for me, I do what I always do. I journal.
Okay.
And I pray. I meditate. I'm not a person that can just call somebody and just.
Okay.
I've always been private like that. I never felt safe to, to do that with other people because I've seen so many of the same people in my circle throw daggers at other people.
Okay.
You know, so I was like, It's just like when we were young. I don't like how women, what's up, B? What's up, ho? A cut. I was like, oh no.
No, I won't
they
be
were
one of them.
all sitting together, and I was like a teenager, and I think it was like a little older, in my 20s. And I said, let me tell all y'all, you. The name is Shawn, last name Reed. Don't call me anything other than that. Because I watch the same crowd when they get angry and say the same thing. Don't call me. But you were just joking about it,
right?
If you don't start it, then it won't be a problem.
So let's take that to another, like when we call each other the N-word.
Oh, I ain't never had anybody call me that.
I don't go for it either. So
like
so
I said,
we are in
Shawn,
agreement.
Last name Reed.
So why do you? Okay, so you said you have a habit of it.
It's like saying, "Hey, what's up, bro?" You know, if I get upset. And I've had people check me on it like that. Don't call me that. I ain't really say nothing crazy, but I have to step back. Like it is something crazy,
right?
They don't. Just like if they said, "Look,
because
bitch,"
then the definition changes.
Exactly.
It takes on a different
meaning. Exactly.
So I've been checked on that a few times.
Okay.
I've been checked on it a few times.
Now, after you were checked on it, did you still continue the behavior or just not with that person?
I've been doing a lot of work in those areas, you know, because if I want to continue to do better and be better,
right,
I have to take the input.
Constructive criticism.
I'm not always right.
Right.
You know what I mean? And even though in my mind I didn't mean anything by it,
so you can't even be offended or upset about it.
Right. I had to accept that, you know, if this female don't want me, don't call me the B, or don't call one of my guy friends, don't call me the N-word, don't, you know, for me to be better, I have to check myself and I have to listen,
right,
and absorb what these people are telling me. Because
that's good though.
That's excellent.
That's really good.
That's
tough.
That's growth, and
it's a habit.
Yes,
and that's. I'm there with you with that. I would say it like, I can't stand to be called. B is a trigger word for me.
Okay.
You know, so I've never called anyone that, even when I'm angry, or so much as called them out their name. But they could be angry at somebody else and they take it out on me, and then I'm the B. That's fighting words now.
Okay.
You gotta get your face back, man.
Okay.
You know, which I've had to do. And I'm not a fighter. You know,
okay.
I've been pushed to where I had to fight.
Yeah.
Didn't like it, but I did it. You know?
So like my hand getting tired, and y'all, it's already been 30 minutes, believe it or not. I'm just gonna sort of go towards the ending of this, and I just want to say, as we go about our day, let's challenge each other to do better and be better, to be our sisters' keepers, to be cognizant of the words that we use that could be offensive to both our sisters and our brothers. And to try to get in the mindset of checking ourselves. But if someone else addresses us, to not listen with an attitude, but listen with the spirit of, it's a teachable moment. Because even if it doesn't come off right initially, like sort of if we can check ourselves to stand there and recognize that we may have been offensive. And like I said, even if their tone and manner isn't exactly what we would have it to be, digress a little and recognize that they may not have the same level of maturity that you have, and you may have triggered them. Because we all have triggers, and we don't know what the trigger is for the next person. But I want to challenge us to think of how we come across to the next person. Think about how we perceive the next person. Why is it our competition? Why is she this? Why is it she thinks she cute? Why is it she that? You know, all of these negatives that we put on the next female. And maybe look within ourselves and see what we feel. Because most times when we're so judgmental of others, it's something that we have not acknowledged that we're lacking within ourselves. Or we feel as though we're lacking. Right, right. So let's call ourselves on the carpet. So with that, do you girls have any parting words?
Stay forever blessed. That's what I always tell people, stay forever.
I like that. I like that.
And I just want to say there are a lot of powerful sisters that I have gained over the past years. And I appreciate every single one of you.
Oh, we love you.
Because I've learned so much about just being a woman. You know, I didn't have the God book. I didn't know what it was supposed to look like. So I'm still learning. And I feel blessed having you all in my life. Some of us call each other sisters, cousins.
My tiny Tara and my sister.
I love